Hello, everybody. Get off my lawn cards. I'm Dan. Welcome in. And I took in a show on this late winter day, which is nice and warm, actually, about 45 degrees here in Michigan. And I took in a card show in Grand Rapids. It's the monthly Legend Sports and Games shop, owner Lou Brown. And the show has stayed very strong since they've kind of expanded their facilities and very very busy show once again. Once again, a lot of tables. Um, bought quite a few things today. I saw a lot of familiar dealers that I've seen the last couple shows. Last weekend, if you watched the last episode, I went to Holland. I also went to Norton Shores. Saw a lot of familiar faces. Uh, so I didn't buy maybe as much as I did last weekend. Certainly, I did not buy with the idea of flipping, I don't think today as much. Last weekend, I bought a couple vintage baseball, Lou Gehrig game used bat card, Nap LaJoy or LaJoy game used bat card. Paid $110 for those last week. Sold them this week on eBay for about $210. So after fees and stuff, I cleared probably about $70 probably, including getting my money back. So pretty good flips. But today I had my eye on new basketball release stuff, Tops and Tops Chrome. Did find some of that. I haven't really bought a lot like off eBay, but I've been selling quite a bit, and I'll show you. But I will show you a couple of my recent purchases on eBay. The show, like I said, in at Legends, very busy, a lot of people, which is great. You know, this in West Michigan, this is kind of card show season. There were two last weekend I went to. This weekend I went to one, obviously. In 2 weeks, we've got the Lansing show. Then the week after, we've got Shipshewana in Westside Community Schools in Grand Rapids. So, I mean, there's lots of shows this time of the year. What I try to do is try to avoid a little bit of maybe what I saw today, where I'm seeing a lot of the same people. I historically the people I see in Holland and Norton Shores are not same people I see in Grand Rapids, but that was a little more of the case. I noticed as I'm looking through boxes, like I think I've looked through these before. Um, but like I said, it's very card shows in this part of the U.S. are still very healthy. They're very busy. Um, most tables had a lot of people at them, and one of the things I really like about the hobby is how people treat each other in the hobby, like in person at card shows. Um, I noticed that there were some new people that were collecting. They're just like, hey, this is the first time that such and such has been in a show, and you know they're definitely going to be repeat customers because people that run the shows, people that run the tables, are generally really good. They're really good people, and you know they're looking to help you out and try to get you into the cards that you want, and you know they might do a little haggling for price and whatnot, and you know people wind up, you know everybody winds up, you know fairly happy, and so I've always really liked that about collecting cards is that you know there's a camaraderie. People just want to collect, and you know on the other side of the table, people just want to sell. And so, like I said, I think card shows have been very healthy. I think some of the ones that were maybe smaller shows are getting bigger, gaining traction, and so all good, you know, all good things. So I'll show you a little bit about the show. I have a couple clips that show how busy this show was. Where even, you know, like with Legends, they have the actual store, and then they've got kind of a like back rooms where the show is, and everything was busy. The front part of the store was busy, where they, you know, Legends actually sells their stuff. There's a lot of people there that were looking through cards and buying wax and so on. And then the show, of course, like I said already, very busy. One thing I want to mention about the Legends show, this is supposed to be more of a sports cards weekend. The weekend after Legends does their Pokemon and all that. But there's still a lot of Pokemon tables. Not a huge fan of that. You know, if you've got a separate show for that, just have them at that show. It's kind of a nitpicky thing. I don't really care too much either way, but that's just something I noticed. So I show you a couple clips of how busy the show was. I tried to shoot a little more footage of cases and what types of cards are for sale, and then I'll show you what I picked up.
The last ones were $292 and $250. I would.
Most of them are actually pretty good. All I did is my son has been this game. I had a nice collection, so I just thought I was going to like that. Solid shape. So there is a bunch of like. So that's this one's pretty good too. But there was.
You need to drop that. So like, I know that. Yeah. So like, she'll edit also.
I didn't hear about that card until that show came out. I got that whole set. And I started going through it. I had like 3 or 4. Thank you, sir.
All right, pickups. First, this is an eBay pickup. Last weekend when I was at the shows, I picked this card up. Bryce Underwood, Prism Draft Picks, Gold Ice, Yellow Ice, Rated Prospect. I really like this card. I like it so much. I actually bought one off eBay. Got that in the mail today. So I've got 2 of those now. Under $5 for this one. I think that's a good deal. Underwood, you know, based on what we found out about what was going on at Michigan last year, he was severely undercoached, I would say. Probably understatement. And so I think he's got nowhere to go but up. We'll see what happens. As far as pickups go, I got some deals. I didn't buy a ton of stuff, but I did get some pretty good deals on things. This first guy, he had a box that didn't have anything labeled, like price-wise, but he said like 7 cards for $5. I actually found 9 cards out of this box, and he gave them to me for $5 anyways. So I just think I really like Jared McCain. He had a pretty good rookie year, cut short because of injury for whatever reason, and I'm not really sure what happened with the Sixers this year. I think VJ Edgecombe was the problem. Jared McCain just didn't get minutes. So at the trade deadline, he got traded to OKC. This is a winter edition of his Hoops rookie. Very nice looking card. I kind of think he's going to get kind of his career is going to get rehabilitated there, and he might go somewhere else, like in the off season. I'm kind of hoping that happens. I do like his game. I did pick up some rookies from this year as well, which I'm starting to see more and more of in the wild. Here's a guy that's been playing pretty well lately, Nolan Traore. I think he's like 18 years old, 19 years old. One of the multi-point guards that the Nets drafted. Yegor Demon's one, and Danny Wolf is a point forward. And but this guy has been playing pretty well as of late, so I picked up a Chrome rookie of his. Jeremiah Fears, he's been playing pretty well with the Pelicans throughout the year. Him and Derek Queen, pretty good draft picks. Here's a Neat Clifford, X-Fractor. His stats aren't like overwhelming or anything like that, but he recently had a 30-point game, and so we'll see what happens. Another guy that's kind of busting out a little bit, Ace Bailey, base tops. Picked up nice Derek Queen silver out of that box. Queen is playing well. There's an Ace Bailey tops chrome base. Picked up a Jace Richardson jersey card with a stripe in it. This is from the holiday edition. And I just really like these in person. Here's a Tyrese Halliburton with the basketball border. I think that's kind of cool. Just kind of a neat insert I like out of the Topps Chrome. So I picked up those 9 cards for $5. The next pile, I think I paid $14 total for this pile. Ryan Rollins. This is a guy that kind of struggled with some things early in his career. He went to the Bucks, has played pretty well this year. Another Traore, Topps Chrome. These are $1 a piece so far here. Jeremiah Fears. Here's a Neat Clifford Pulsar. I like those. I like the look of those. I paid $2 a piece for these. This is Con Knipple Holiday version. Dylan Harper, Topps Chrome. Here's a Neat Clifford Holiday Blue edition. Here's a Dylan Harper Topps Chrome. And then Holiday edition, Derek Harper. Or not Derek Harper, but Dylan Harper. When I was a kid, Derek Harper was a pretty good player. Good point guard for the Mavericks in his day. A couple other cards that I bought. I bought an 8-bit Ballers, like foil edition Derek Queen. Paid $2 for this. I paid $3 for a Con Knipple. This is from the Topps 45th anniversary variation. Knipple just playing really, really well. Very solid. The card I spent the most amount of money for, and it was kind of a low number. I bought a Yao Ming Leaf 15th year anniversary card. This was given out at the National. I don't know exactly the story on this, but it is numbered 1 out of 8. I did pay $9 for this card. It's kind of like a Velocity, like a pink Velocity, if you can see the background there. Although I don't know what Leaf calls it. I might look to flip this card. One sold on eBay in November, I think, for about this amount of money. But Yao Ming does have a pretty good collector base. Like, I have sold quite a few Yao Ming things over the years. So it's a nice looking card in person. Kind of caught my eye. I generally don't buy, the non-logo stuff. But I made an exception here. Like I said, low number 1. It's a 1 out of 8. An eBay 1 of 1. But we'll see. I might put it on eBay. See what happens. I have been doing very well on eBay, selling thus far. I think I have 25 sales this year so far on eBay. Kind of a mix of bigger cards. Like I said, a Lou Gehrig game used back card, for example. Derek Queen rookie autograph. And And then plain white envelope stuff, just, little cards where I might make, a buck or two on each one. The way I look at it, like if I sell a couple hundred throughout the year, plain white envelope, I might make $400 or $500. So, it's not a ton, but it's not nothing. So those are the cards I picked up. Kind of a small small day as far as what I was able to buy. There's a couple of things I was kind of looking at. I looked at a Kevin Durant Bowman rookie. I think those are numbered at $2,999. It wasn't bad. $40. It was, I think, fairly priced, but I have some Kevin Durant stuff already. So I didn't buy. I didn't pull the trigger on that. But like I said, Legends busy once again. Lou Brown puts a good show together. Gets a lot of dealers. Dealers, the prices are fair. It's just one of those things this weekend. I didn't see a ton that I was interested in. It's kind of the way it goes. So until next time, Kitos, thank you. We'll see you down the trail.